Can't we factory produce protein? Must you kill to have protein? Go back and live in the jungle. I conduct my sessions after midnight. Am I Prakritik? Am I? Ilmari from Finland. Pranam Acharya ji. There has been a lot of talk on veganism in the MAG group lately. I've also watched many of your videos relating to this topic. I would like to know your take on teaching veganism to children.
Nice topic.
I know that veganism has to be a thing of the heart, and that just forcing dry ideology isn't good for anyone. As a vegan parent, I'm not concerned about my ability to show compassion, but rather about the choices I sometimes have to make for the sake of my daughter's physical well-being. She's very choosy towards vegan protein sources, and that's why we sometimes have to buy dairy products for her. Every time I have to do that, I feel bad. So there is this conflict between my responsibility to provide her with nutritionally balanced diet and with my heartfelt refusal to take part in the exploitation of other living beings. I wonder if there is any right or wrong in this. Thank you for your guidance, Ilmari.
I would like to answer this in a very simple way that Ingmari, you asked this question that veganism pushing as a dry ideology is not good. So I would like to pause there and would want you to reflect. And for all the parents who want to raise their kids as vegan, when we talk about veganism as an ideology which has to come from heart, we are putting veganism at a certain pedestal where one has to rise to be a vegan. And that's not the case. Veganism is an absolute moral baseline. Think of it this way, that if you come to know that your child is bullying another kid in school who's probably a younger kid, then you will stop your child from participating in such an action, right? You will not say, I am not going to force an ideology of non-violence on my child. They will come to their senses from their heart when they grow up or something of that sort. You will take necessary actions which can be sometimes strict as well. The same thing is applicable when it comes to animals. Like how you want your child to not to participate in human abuse, the same is true of your child's participation in animal abuse. Wait for the very unique perspective that Acharya Prashant has to share, and then I'll add some more perspective to it towards the end of the video.
If you look at birds and animals in the jungle, they live totally by Prakriti,
By nature.
If you look at saints, they live totally by the heart. In the industrialized world, man lives neither as a Prakritic being and nor as a being of truth. We live by the mind. We live by the intellect. We don't have to teach veganism to animals, neither do we have to teach veganism to saints. Animals don't need veganism. Saints too don't need veganism. If you look at the bulk of human beings from a distance, you will neither feel that they come from jungle, nor would you feel that they come from God. Man comes neither from jungle nor from God. Today's man comes from the factory. We are products of our intellect. We are products of the human factory. If you say that you must provide your daughter with a protein-rich diet, why does the protein have to come from dairy? When everything in your life is anyway factory-produced, why not use factory-produced protein as well? People say, oh, but that would be unnatural. Hello, if you want to be fully natural, then live on the trees.
Exactly, that is the appeal to nature fallacy.
Is it natural to live in houses? Is it natural to wear clothes? Is it natural to go to schools? By nature you mean Prakriti, right? Do all these things happen in the jungle? But when you live in the house, then you do not say, oh, it is unnatural. Now, man has come out of the jungle. He is anyway no more Prakritik. His center is not Prakriti, neither is his center Atma. His center is Buddhi. It's a very strange situation that man is in. What is the center of an animal? What is the center of the saint? What is the center of today's man? So use this same Buddhi.
This can also be, what he's referring to, Buddhi and intellect, can also be seen as the age of consumerism. We are surrounded by so many man-made products and we are consuming them, and some of them are really amazing. Then why not use our intellect to design products which leads to a cruelty-free world?
You live in an industrialized, heavily industrialized Western country, Ilmari. How is it not possible to have artificial sources of vitamin C, D, A, B, B12? How is it not possible to manufacture proteins just as you manufacture everything else? Why is it necessary that the protein molecule must come from an animal's body?
In fact, forget about veganism. All these vitamins and proteins that he talked about, they are anyway being manufactured industrially. We get vitamin C, vitamin D12, B supplements, protein supplements. The supplement industry is a massive industry and vegans are just a fraction of the world. So anyway, people are consuming these products.
On one hand, we pride ourselves in factory producing everything. Can't we factory produce protein? Must you kill to have protein? Some people even say veganism is unnatural, and their biggest argument is vitamin B12. They say this vitamin can come only from an animal source, and human body requires this. So this is the proof that veganism is unnatural. they mean aprakratik. I agree. Veganism is not prakratik, but then why must it be prakratik? Is man prakratik anymore? If you want to be prakratik, then I say go back and live in the jungle. You have come out of the jungle. Is marriage prakratik? Are there marriages in the jungle? So marriage is the first thing that is unnatural. Is language prakratik? Are there languages in the jungle? Are there clothes in the jungle? Are there countries in the jungle? Are there constitutions in the jungle? Are there vehicles in the jungle? But then to all these things you do not say, oh, these are unnatural. To all these things, you are happily amenable.
I think language is natural,
But the moment it is discovered that vitamin B12 cannot be found except in an animal source, you rejoice and say, you see.
in fact, to anyone who says this, that B12 is only found in animals, please go and learn about the B12 supplementation in the animal feed industry. In fact, if you're in India, you can just go and check on Amazon B12 for poultry. You will get so many options there. So these animals are also not natural and they are also fed B12.
Now veganism is ticked off because it is proven that veganism is unnatural. Yes, of course veganism is unnatural. And just as you choose so many things that are unnatural, choose veganism as well. Do not choose it because it is natural. Choose it because it is coming from compassion. Do not choose it because of prakriti. Choose it because of karuna. And these are two very, very different arguments. There are the naturalists who say that you should choose what is there in prakriti. I strongly deny that. I'm not a naturalist. I do not say that you should live as prakriti lives. In prakriti, all creatures, or rather most creatures except the nocturnal ones, sleep at night. I conduct my sessions after midnight. Am I prakritic? Am I? So I'm not at all a supporter of prakriti. In fact, all spirituality is about transcending prakriti. So I'm not a naturalist. I stand for transcendence of physical nature, which you call as prakriti. But in transcending prakriti, I do not want to stop at buddhi or intellect. In transcending prakriti, I want to reach the atma or truth where compassion resides. Get the difference, please. So somehow a correlation has been established in the mind that spirituality and prakriti go together. No, wrong. Spirituality is transcendence of prakriti. And when you transcend prakriti, then you can really love prakriti. It is a thing that you have to appreciate. Those who do not transcend prakriti remain attached with prakriti. And if you remain attached with prakriti, you will consume prakriti. For example, if you remain attached to your own body, then you will kill somebody's body to feed your own body. If you are attached to prakriti, you will prakriti. But the saint goes beyond prakriti. From there, he can just lovingly witness and watch prakriti. Then he doesn't interfere with prakriti or consume it or it. Are you getting it? If it is required that artificial meat be made in order to satisfy people who necessarily want to have meat, I'm all in favor of more technological research to produce more artificial meat that closely resembles animal meat. This is compassion because this is going to save billions of animals every day. Let technological prowess be used to produce artificial meat because the fellow is now addicted to meat. He will eat meat, and if you will not give him artificial meat, he will slaughter the animal. So use intellect to the service of compassion.
What do you have to say about this video? Do let me know in the comment section. So I feel he answered it from a spiritual perspective, and I agreed to the broad idea of the video that we don't have to be a naturalist to be a vegan. In fact, we are not naturalist anyway, then why talk about appeal to nature in terms of veganism as well when we have amazing products which is going to help us meet our nutritional requirement, most of which is natural, but some of them are not. For example, B12 supplements, so there's no harm in taking them outside of the realm of natural products if there's something like that. And like I said, some people can also give a counter argument in a naive way that even plants are part of the nature and we are destroying the nature when we consume plants. So I think he did not touch in this video, but if you see all of his videos, then probably the connection will come. So he talked about exhibiting compassion, and compassion depends on the level of sentience that a being possesses. So animals are sentient beings, and hence we have a moral obligation to treat them with respect and as beings, and should not subject them to pain and suffering. And to the lady, and also if anyone else has this question on raising your kids vegan, then please note that major nutrition bodies across the globe have certified that a well-balanced plant-based diet can take care of all the nutritional requirements of a human being at any phase of life, be it an infant or be it an elderly person. So you don't have to worry about that. The only thing which I understand can be a problem is that we live in a non-vegan world. We are surrounded by non-vegan doctors and friends and family members who will continuously discourage people who are trying to raise their kids vegan. In such situation, it is going to be of utmost help that if you find community of vegan parents who are raising their children vegan, because then it gives you the sense of confidence, because you know that others are doing the same and have the same vision as you have. So I like reacting to Acharya Prashant's videos, especially on veganism, because it always offers some fresh perspective, especially from the lens of spirituality. And thank you so much for watching this video, and please help this channel by sharing videos like this. And do let me know in the comment section that what else would you like to see from this channel, and I would try my level best to address those areas. And until we meet again, this is Shivam signing out. Namaste.